Okay, I don't know what happened.
You should be good to go right now.
Well, I
Okay.
thought it was over. I thought it was over, so I left.
I said, well, what did we do? All right, we ready to go?
Yeah, you're ready, Pam. See, I crashed you right off the jump.
I see. All righty. Okay, thanks everybody for coming this morning. I am calling the Health and Human Development Committee to order for May the 16th at 9:03 a.m. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Vice Chair Vollmer,
Present.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Present.
Alderwoman Sanye, Chair Boyd,
Present.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Sanye. We have 3 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. And now I ask for approval of minutes of the Thursday, April 4th committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Vice Chair Vollmer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Sanye, Chair Boyd,
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Sanye. We have 3 aye votes.
Okay. We are now looking at item number 1, Board Bill number 8, introduced by me, and I will ask the Vice Chair to take over.
All right. So Alderwoman Boyd, you're recognized on your bill. Please start your presentation.
Yes, thank you, Health and Human Development Committee. I am introducing this bill. It's an ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and apportionment, authorizing and directing the issuance and establish of terms and sale of the St. Louis Municipal Finance Corporation of its city parks, leasehold improvement, dedicated revenue refunding bonds, and a principal amount not to exceed 25 million. Am I correct? Okay. To refund previous issued city parks bonds, providing for any reserve fund, credit enhancement, paying costs of issuance, appointing a trustee, escrow agent, approving and authorizing necessary or appropriate documents and actions, repealing inconsistent prior ordinances and containing severability and emergency clauses. And Mr. Vice Chair, I have Comptroller's Office here to speak if they could do so, sir.
All right. And thank you for saving Madam Clerk all her hard work there.
I did. I'm here
All
to.
right. Okay, so is Mr. Bourne, who are we going first? Mr. Rhodes? Is that who you have, Pam? Oh,
We have Larry Rose and
Okay.
Clarence Bourne.
Okay, who's going first? Are we going alphabetically or by height? How do we want to do this?
I will turn the floor over to Mr. Bourne as he is more specific with the structure of the financing.
Okay.
I believe I need to swear Mr. Bourne in. Mr. Bourne, will you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir.
Yes.
All right, you may proceed. Thank you.
Okay. First, I wanted to just check to make sure that Charles Salisbury is on the phone in the comptroller's office. Is Charles on with you, Larry?
We had the understanding that the committee meeting was to be held in the Kennedy room. He was actually outside of City Hall. He said that he would join by cell phone, but evidently there's been some technical difficulties, and I'm just barely making it back to my office once we found out that it was webinar and not a committee meeting to be held in person.
And we also have the financial advisor to the city, Rebecca Perry Glickstein, on. Rebecca, are you on as well?
I am, Clarence.
Okay.
Yeah, so Rebecca and I are both going to tag team this, and so I think you probably need to swear Rebecca in also, Mr.
All
Bond.
right, okay. Ms. Perry Glickstein, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you so much. You may proceed.
So, good morning, and thanks for inviting me to this hearing. As the chair indicated, Board Bill number 8 is for the approval of the issuance by the St. Louis Municipal Finance Corporation of City Parks Leasehold Improvement Dedicated Revenue Refunding Bonds. These bonds would refund the Series 2014 City Parks revenue bonds that were issued by the St. Louis Municipal Finance Corporation. As indicated, the not to exceed par on this transaction is 25 million. This transaction would refund those outstanding 2014 bonds for debt service savings to the city. As the chairwoman also indicated, the use of proceeds is to fund an escrow to refund the 2014 bonds, fund a debt service reserve fund to the extent that that is necessary, and to pay cost of issuance. The bonds themselves are secured by a variety of park dedicated revenues, including the half-cent capital improvement sales tax, a portion of the 1/10 cent Metropolitan Parks and Recreation District sales tax, and $1.2 million a year of the city's share of the revenues from the 3/16 cent Metro Park sales tax. I think we prepared a presentation, not realizing that it wasn't going to be in person, so I'm not sure that anyone on the committee has that. But at the moment, we will make sure that you do receive it if you have not already. In the current market, the refunding of these bonds would result in savings, estimated savings of approximately 4% present value to a little over 7.25% present value, depending on which maturities of the Series 2014 bonds are refunded. Those savings levels meet the city's refunding savings criteria, which require that present value savings be at least 3% of the refunded par amount of the bonds. Pending the approval, hopefully, of this committee and then the rest of the Board of Aldermen and signing by the mayor, we anticipate that we will be pricing the refunding bonds sometime late June, early July, with a closing probably in July of 2024. I am happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you so much. With that, are there any questions? I have no questions whatsoever, but thank you very much for your presentation. Alderman Schweitzer, do you have any questions?
Thank you. So we had a similar conversation about refinancing and refunding of bonds. So is this now it's like a good time to do it? Has that happened for all of them? Because we had just we've gone through committee with a similar bill.
Right. So that board bill, I think that was board bill number 9, related to refunding of 2015 convention center bonds,
right,
which remain out of the money. So this is, market has improved, so the savings on that transaction have improved, but they still do not meet the threshold. This is just a function of, different structure. The city parks bonds were issued in 2014, convention center bonds 2015. So we've just got kind of different coupons, different yields. And for the city parks transaction, currently we are in the money. The market
That's
remains
great.
volatile.
And Rebecca, I'll just add
Yes.
that we will only go forward if the refunding meets the city savings threshold.
That's
So-
correct.
Right. And
Thank you,
I
Clarence.
appreciate the forethought of making sure it's kind of ready to go, and having it ready to go as soon as it's available, so the money can come as soon as possible. The question I had, I'm not sure who this should go to really. I feel like it's something that I haven't seen very often, where it says in that this would repeal any previous inaccuracies in repealing inconsistent prior ordinances. That's it. So can you talk a little bit about what that means, inconsistent prior ordinances?
So, and I think Charles Salisbury is still not able to get on this call. He's bond counsel on this transaction. I think, and I certainly would have to go back and check all of kind of previous board bills for this sort of thing. But I know you said you hadn't seen it before, but in my
I
mind,
may
I
have been
think
there
it's-
all the time. It's just, this is the first time I guess that was second time, but I don't remember if that was in the other one we just did for the convention center. And so it's just interesting to me. Not something I'm super worried about. But I wasn't, if they're inconsistent prior ordinances, we should repeal them. But I wanted to know if we had any like listed ones that we were repealing or anything like that, because it doesn't list it.
I don't think so. If we do, they are pretty minor. To me, it's kind of standard language just to make sure that, to your point, if there are any inconsistencies, that they get cleaned up, with this transaction.
Okay.
I
Well,
believe,
thank you.
Alderwoman, I believe, Alderwoman, that usually happens when we have something that does this. That's when they find the inconsistencies. I'm
Got
sure
it.
there are many ordinances we have with many inconsistencies, but until we pass something like this, we don't find them. That's the
Fascinating.
nature of the beast down here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that information. Those are my main questions. Is you mentioned a 4% savings. Did you say, and I apologize if I missed it, the amount of money you expect that to be?
So, to the extent that we would refund all of the outstanding 2014 bonds, present value savings currently are estimated at 4.14%, which is a net present value dollar savings of about $840,000.
Well, hey, thanks.
Huh?
We need every one of those
Right.
dollars here in the city.
Right. To the
Perfect.
extent that we refund only those maturities that are currently providing positive savings, which is what we typically do, savings would be on a percentage basis, approximately 7.25% PV savings, with a dollar value of PV savings of just over $1 million.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time. And just on behalf of the Board of Aldermen, I'm very sorry for the inconvenience of going to the Kennedy room. I know when your morning is thrown off like that, it can be really tough. So thank you for being here and kind of getting into the meeting right away and everything. And just thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I will provide any answers to you.
All right, so that concludes the Comptroller's Office presentation. Alderwoman Boy, you are recognized to finish up.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. And on that note, I'd ask for favorable consideration to.
First, we have to make a motion, I believe. Is it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the, I was looking at it, to approve the board bill number 8.
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Previous row.
Hearing no objection, previous roll. We have now passed out board bill number 8 with a due pass recommendation. With that, I can turn the meeting back over to Madam Chair.
You were doing fine.
That's above my pay scale after this.
And so I want to thank everybody for passing this bill and thank the comptroller for bringing the information as professionally as they normally do. And just for FYI, anything that you bring to Health and Human Development Committee, we've always done it on Zoom. And so it helps my committee members and then it helps people so they'll be able to have their stuff to, their documentation and stuff. So I, again, as Alderwoman Schweitzer did, apologize for the confusion. So you didn't know. Ironically, this is budget time. So the Kennedy room is booked up forever until we get through our budget. And so on that note, we don't have any resolutions to review, any committee discussions. The excused alder people would be Alderwoman Sonia, she had texted me to say she would not be able to be here this morning. And on that note, I asked for an adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second, previous roll.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.